Hello, class. This is the first day of Fall B, and this is REL 3029, Christian Mysticism. And I'm so looking forward to going through this material with you. Unfortunately, I'm in Ohio because my mother died, and I came up here for her funeral. And at the time I booked my tickets, it appeared to me that our class would be canceled because we only had 7 people, but they didn't cancel it. And so I'm going to miss today. I'm not going to be there today. So our first class will be on Wednesday. And I thought I would just send you a couple recordings in lieu of a face-to-face class today, and you can get started reading the textbook, and we will pick it up in person on Wednesday at 1 p.m. in the Ziff building, and I don't remember the room number, but I'll send that information out later. Thank you so much for your interest in this class. I've been preparing it all summer, and I am so excited about it, and I've personally found it very beneficial and edifying for me, what I've been learning about Christian mysticism. I'm going to go to the syllabus and go through some of the requirements of the class and the textbook so you can get started. So this is I'm sorry, that's not supposed to be LAS, that's supposed to be REL. It's a good reason to go through this. Doing a lot of last minute preparation here. REL 3029, Christian Mysticism. This used to be taught in the Religious Studies Department, and whoever used to teach it left the university, retired, and so it's been dormant for a few years, so I'm picking it back up with maybe a slightly fresh approach to it. This is a picture from Dante Alighieri, his book, The Divine Comedy. I mean, it's not from the book, but it was someone who read it who tried to give a visual representation of Dante and Beatrice as they ascended into paradise and finally found or captured a vision of the divine. So it's kind of a mystical picture. I'm Joseph Holbrook. I am your humble professor, and I am looking forward to being with you. This class does count towards the certificate in Christian Studies. There's my phone number. That's my actual personal phone number, and I welcome you to call me, preferably before 9 p.m. and after 9 a.m. There's my university email. I don't really have an office anymore, so I can meet you at Vicky's, or we can pick another spot. Maybe since the Ziff building is over by the business center, maybe I think there's a Starbucks over there. But just let me know if you need to meet up, and I'll be happy to make an appointment with you. I also have a Slack chat room. If you have never used Slack, it's a great program or app for meeting up with people and chatting. You see the link there, and you can send me a message almost any time from that chat app. I have a website where I promote my courses, Latin American Studies courses and Religious Studies courses. I also teach history. I have a Twitter account. That's not the one I use most of the time. The one I use most of the time is at Jose in Miami, JoseNMiami. But this one, REL FIU, is a dedicated Twitter account just for religious studies. And I have a YouTube channel. You can click on the link there. I'm going to send you this syllabus. I don't have it uploaded into the Canvas shell yet. I'll send it to you today as soon as I finish. So I'll be putting some of my recorded lectures on YouTube, and you can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like. So let's go on. I'll let you read the course description and purpose. I won't take the time to read that here, but it will basically study the variety of Christian mystics from the early Christianity, ancient Christianity, actually even going back into the Bible and also in Greek philosophy, because those two came together in the early centuries of Christianity to form what we might call the tradition of Christian mysticism. And we'll be talking about the mystical experience of God, the contributions of Greek Platonism, Christian monasticism, key figures in Christian mysticism, various approaches to Christian mysticism, various disciplines involved in Christian mysticism, and the role of Christian mysticism today. And you can read the course objectives there. The policies are the same ones that are always in every syllabus for every course. We don't have proctored exams, so don't worry about that. There's no prerequisites. Here is the textbook. It's an introduction to Christian mysticism by Jason M. Baxter. It's pretty easy read. It's not a big book, maybe a couple hundred pages, 8 chapters, counting the introduction and conclusion. That'll be the backbone of our course. We're just reading through one book, basically. And so you will need to read this book. You can order it from Amazon. You can probably, I think you can get it in the bookstore. There's a Kindle version, I believe. And I have the ISBN number there. It's Baker Publishing. So I encourage you to, if you haven't got the book, get it today and start reading the introduction by Jason M. Baxter. It's pretty good. This is an in-person face-to-face course, which means there will be attendance taken and participation is essential. I hope eventually to have it up and running as an online course, but that not this day. Someday, but not this day. And there's expectations of students. Let me put down 2 days here. And the expectations of the instructor. Course communication, I prefer Canvas. I have lots of students who don't hear me say this, and they send me emails. Students from Miami-Dade College, students from history, students from Latin American studies, and students from several religious studies courses. And so they don't realize I'm teaching multiple courses, and they'll send me an email saying, Professor, could you reopen quiz 5 for me? And then I have to say, okay, are you at Miami-Dade College or FIU? And are you a history student or a religious studies student? And then, even then, which course in religious studies? Because I'm teaching 3 or 4. So that gets confusing. And sometimes emails can drop through the cracks. So please send me a Canvas message. And that will immediately tell me exactly which course you're in. And I can quickly respond to your request. We'll have some discussion forums. I guess those are pretty much ubiquitous these days. It will be 20% of the class grade, 20 points for each discussion. And so the way I grade them is 20% is giving a review or summary, and it's actually not a movie. There may be a couple movies, but also there's going to be discussion prompts or themes. So I'll change that, give a summary or a review of the prompt, the issue, the movie, the reading, who, what, when, and where. But that should only be like the first paragraph. Your discussion post should be approximately 3 normal-sized paragraphs. So the second paragraph would be give your critical reaction to the topic or reading or theme or movie. How did you personally react to it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I once asked my Miami-Dade College American history students to watch Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck with Henry Fonda, recorded back in the 1930s. And one student said it was in black and white and it hurt my eyes. That was kind of funny, but okay. That's a personal reaction. I don't judge your reactions, I just look for them. And then the last paragraph should be the relevance. How does this topic, theme, essay, reading, or movie reflect religious studies, mystical Christianity? And then give 3 replies to another peer. Don't forget to proofread your post for grammar, punctuation, verb, agreement. Use the spell checker. One new thing I've had to add is don't use any subheads, numbered paragraphs, or bullet points, because then I know it's Chat GPT doing the thinking for you. I don't mind if you use Chat GPT to do research for information, just like Wikipedia, but give me a citation if you do that. Don't post it as if it's your own sublime thoughts and you actually got it from artificial intelligence. Okay, no subheads, no numbered paragraphs, no bullet points. Just paragraphs flowing one into another, essay style. Those are the forum discussions. There will be 8 of them. 8. There we go. Can I get that right? 8, 1 a week. Quizzes, there'll be a quiz each week. It will be on the reading for that week, which is all the readings will be from Jason Baxter's book. So the first week it'll be on the introduction, the second week it will be on chapter 1, etc. The last week will be on the conclusion. Each quiz will have 10 multiple choice questions. So this is just to check and see if you're actually reading the book. Okay, so some late quizzes makeups will be allowed if you give me an excuse and say, hey, I was sick Friday night. Can I still submit the quiz? I'll probably say yes. I'm not too picky about those kinds of things. In this course, since we changed it from a 16-week course to an 8-week course, there will be no midterm, just a final exam. And the final exam will be super easy. It'll be open book, collaborative. We could all get together in the classroom and do it together if you want, with helping one another. I'm not too picky about that. I just want you to show that you've read the book. And it'll be the same questions that were in the 8 quizzes. Also multiple choice. And it'll just be drawing from all 8 quizzes. Final exam, super easy if you've read the book. And you can help each other and do it open book. Okay, so we're pretty relaxed on all this stuff. The writing assignment, I think I changed this to 20%. So this is good. I'm changing the syllabus as we go. There'll be an essay or essay topic for you to write about. And then I'll probably give you a chance to do a revision, which is good for you because it helps you improve your writing and it also helps you get a better grade. I haven't decided on the topic yet. I will look into it and come up with that this week. And then I have some general writing guidelines. Should be about 1,000 words, maybe 1,200. I'm pretty strict on if I ask for a minimum of 1,000 words and I get an essay that's only 500 words, then I don't need to read it. I don't need to grade it. I just give you a 50 because you did half of what I asked for. And so try to write 1,000 words. It must be turned in to Canvas. I do not grade essays or forum discussions by email. That's just too nightmarishly complicated, and I'll mess it up. It'll get lost. So, you can send me something by email, but that doesn't mean I'm going to look at it or grade it. It has to be in the appropriate Dropbox in Canvas. Here is the essay rubric, if you want to look at it. I think there's maybe 10 categories there, 8 or 10. It's very important for me that you have a header information or a cover page, that you use the proper formatting, double-spaced, that you provide citations, in-text citations. Usually they're in parentheses, but you can also do footnotes if you prefer. And then at the very end that you have a list of references that are properly formatted in hanging paragraph style. No bullet points, no numbering, just hanging paragraph style in alphabetical order by author's last name. Now, a lot of students don't know how to do that, but it's super easy to find guidelines and tutorials on Google or YouTube. Okay, here's something kind of important. I'm going to ask you to keep a daily journal. This is part of the mystical practice, so we're going to experiment with this. Each day where you write, let's say 50 words each day. 50 words is not much. It's like 2 long sentences about your thoughts. It could be about anything. You can pray, you can meditate, you can practice mindfulness, you can do visualization. We'll talk about that in class, but each day write about 50 words. So that means at the end of the week, when you post it, it'll have about 250, 300 words in your journal. Now, this is a really good assignment because there's no way you can go wrong except for blowing it off and not doing it. Because I'm not going to look at it unless I have your permission. And if I look at it with your permission, I'm not going to grade it unless you just, were trying to fake me, by writing one sentence and pretending like you were doing a daily journal. So you're going to submit this in a Dropbox, assignment Dropbox. Nobody else will be able to read it but me. And I will only read it if you give me permission. So if you don't give me permission, you can write whatever you want. It's your thoughts. And when I go into the grade book, I'll see the little icon that shows me you submitted something, and I'll give you a full credit without looking at it unless you give me permission. So this is to encourage the idea of part of the mystical practice is to sit in silence, to listen deeply, and then to write down what comes to you. Write down your thoughts. Maybe keep a record of your day, like a diary. I believe this is 10% of your grade. I'll answer questions on Wednesday about this because I'm sure you might have some questions. So here's the grading schema. Discussion forums, 20 points each. There'll be 8 of them, 20% of your class. Weekly reading quizzes, there'll be 20 of them. I'm sorry, 8 of them. There'll be 8 quizzes, 20 points for each quiz, 20% of the class. Writing assignments, there'll be 2, and they'll be worth 20% of your class, 100 points each. But the second one will be a revision of the first one. So, and I'll take the highest grade. So if you did a pretty good job on your first essay, then you might have to tweak it a little bit and get a little bit better grade, but it's not like you have to write a whole nother essay, okay? This is an 8-week class. I don't want to traumatize you with too much stuff to do. The daily journal, 8-week, there'll be 1 each week, 8 weeks, 20 points each, 20% of the grade. Attendance and participation. I will give you all credit for attending today because I wasn't there, and I don't. So today is a freebie. But after today, I will take attendance on a roster, and I'll give you 6 points for each class that you attend, which gives you more than 100 points, 144 points. It's 10% of the class grade, and then the final exam will be 10%. So it doesn't look like it's going to be very stressful to me. I don't like to traumatize students in classes by keeping them on the edge of your seat or creating too much drama. I want you to learn, listen, think about, and talk about Christian mysticism. Okay, there's the FIU grading scale. So I'm going to send this to you as soon as I finish this recording. The weekly calendar is week 1 is the introduction to Baxter, the soul from whom God hides nothing, pages 1 through 25. And in a few minutes, I'm going to do another recorded lecture about the introduction that I'll post on YouTube. Week 2 is chapter 1 of Baxter, the desert of modernity, pages 25 through 45. Week 3 is Baxter chapter 2, pagans seeking God. And this is about some of the Greek influence from Plato and Plotinus and how that came together with Hebrew Christianity and created what we might know, created historic Christianity, the combination of the two. But it also gave Christians terminology to be able to explain their hunger for God, their seeking of God, their experience of the vision of God. They used a lot of Greek terminology for that. In chapter 3, we talk about St. Augustine and the inward turn, where mysticism became more introspective and also more focused on a personal God, whereas Plato focused on the ultimate good, but it was kind of an impersonal divinity among the Greeks. But for Christians, God is a person. In fact, he's three persons in one. And so we'll talk about that in chapter 4. Chapter 5, we'll talk about the use of Scripture in mysticism. So we'll be talking about prayer, contemplation, meditation, various ways to read Scripture to deepen one's understanding. Chapter 6, we talk about prayer and reading Scripture prayerfully and various kinds of contemplative prayer. And then finally, in the conclusion of week 8, we'll talk about the conclusion in Baxter's book, and the theme of that conclusion is spiritual wildness. And he'll give examples of that, what he means by spiritual wildness, the wildness of God. That's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. A couple of you I already know. I'm looking forward to Wednesday at 1 p.m. in the Ziff building, and you have to look up the room number because I do not have it in my head, and I don't want to give you the wrong one. And I do not have it here. Let's see, maybe it'll be up here. I'll try to take it and put it up here. And I'm going to send you by email attachment this syllabus, and I'm going, if I have time today, I'm going to upload it into the Canvas shell. Okay, thank you. Looking forward to being with you. We're going to go on a mystical quest these next 8 weeks, and it's going to be fun. Take care. Bye.